October 10th, 2019. Where's the Santa Ana winds? They shut this all down here except for San Francisco over here. Shut it all down for power grid. Now there's some over here by Los Angeles, and the, this green stuff's like 20 knots, okay? I get 20 knots out here all the time. They don't turn the power off where I'm at, over here in Washington State. I've even had it blow as hard as 40 knots. I just tell you, well, we're going to have a real bad windstorm and may lose power tonight. Okay, great. But PG&E is irresponsible to turn off the lights into the Bay Area, which is over here. Okay? Call it the Bay Area because this is Inland Bay. Get it? Well, there is a Riverside County homes destroyed by fire. That's actually a trailer park. And that actually happened, and I'm not surprised that the wind did something there. Wind-driven fire has destroyed several homes Thursday afternoon and is threatening many more in a mobile home community in Riverside County. Okay. And of course, there's somebody missing, and so forth and so forth. Now, this is an important thing right here. Trump cancels a 40-year lease on the Long Beach port, which gave the Chinese basically control of the entire port. Now, under the Obama administration, it stood up to steal, obviously, to get some political and money. Let's just say what it is. Somebody made some money off this deal in the government. I wonder who that was. Well, why would Obama approve this? Because he probably made some money in the deal. Oh, politicians are thieves. They take our money. Just how well they do it is another story. It all started with a 40-year container terminal lease between the Port of Long Beach in Southern California and Hong Kong. The Obama administration proudly signed the agreement in 2012, giving China control of America's second largest container port behind the nearby port of Los Angeles, which a friend who lives in Los Angeles said he's seen some Chinese soldiers out there in that port before. So you tell me what's going on. One of the Trump administration's first big move was to get the communists out of the port of Long Beach. Of course you do. Why in the hell would you give control of your ports to some other country? And it's just not this one either. I mean, United Arab Emirates owns one. The rest of these countries run and control these ports. Why? Why would they control it? When you want to control your own country, you don't give your autonomy to some other country to run your shipping ports. Now look at this. In the last few years, China has bought cargo ports throughout the world, including Latin America, the Indian Ocean, and Mediterranean Sea. Chinese-owned ports are located in Greece, Italy, Spain, and other European locations. Why is the world stupid? They've given everything to China. In the sub-Saharan Africa, there are dozens of existing or planned port projects funded or operated by China. According to the study that highlights the threat the Chinese investment present to U.S. influence on the region. One troubling analyst points out that COSCO's commercial expansion has created leverage for Beijing, leverage that has already resulted in the country that hosts COSCO ports adopting China's key position on international issues. In other words, they take what all that fancy word said was, if China controls everything and it flows in and out of the country, they can control your mouth too. You've already seen it with the NBA, right? They tried to tell the NBA what to do. They were going to ban the NBA from China. So, when you control the flow of goods in and out of countries, you can tell people what to say and do. How is that for security and sovereignty, huh? Good for you, Trump. Shame on you, Obama. You're a traitor. There's just no other way I can say it, you know? Obama betrayed this country big time, and he wasn't alone. Here's that mother and 89 missing after California homes burn. Sonoma, California. The latest on the power outage in California. Come here. Come here. Okay, where's this Santa Ana wind? And then why they shut the power off? Do you really believe that BS? Do you? No. Remember when they landed helicopters in Los Angeles in a nighttime training exercise inside of a city? They grabbed something. Now they're locking down Morgan Hill. You know what Morgan Hill is? It's one of the richest real estate areas for the high-tech leader companies in the nation, in the world. And now, why would they want to go and shut off all the power to all the bigwigs' houses? Hmm. Maybe to retrieve information. Just a little guess here, you know. Oh, they know California's going to blow up. They already know they've been compromised and invaded. But what's really funny is this. You read down further here. This was like 6:40 p.m. 5:45. Governor Gavin Newsom said Pacific Gas and Electric's decision to cut power to millions of people in North California to prevent a catastrophic wildfire should not be blamed on climate change. Instead, he said he believes the blackouts were the result of mismanagement, greed, and neglect by the nation's largest investor-owned utility. What? I thought he was a climate changer dude. What occurred in the last 48 hours is unacceptable, Newsom told reporters on Thursday. He listed problems such as school closures and people who can't even access water or medical supplies. Newsom criticized PG&E for neglecting its power supplying equipment when it should have modernized it in response to a changing climate that has made California more susceptible to wildfires. A call requesting a response from PG&E has not been returned. Okay. Do you really think that Gavin Newsom is not in on this deal? He's going to play this part where he's going to spark outrage on the side of the public when he's cheering these guys on to turn the power off, make it miserable for people to suffer. So next move is, well, you bankrupt PG&E. Then you come under the guise of taking it over by the state-controlled utility, and you make sure the Rothschilds, which owns PG&E, get paid off handsomely and still have their hands in a cookie jar. And you're their little stooge pigeon, and you're going to sit there and thou protest. You don't think this is all planned? You really think Gavin Newsom gives a shit about the people in his state? If you do, you might want to see a doctor, because you might need some help. What's good is the 40-year lease got canceled. Trump's taking back over parts in China. You know, there is a lot more to this than just a trade war. More than just about anything else but taking back our sovereignty, which has been sold down by the river by the Bushes and by the Obamas and by the Clintons and by the Bidens of the world that have sold out your country, sold you out. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. When people sell your country out and they betray it like this is a betrayal. Obama never should have signed this at all. You don't give your ports, you don't give anything away to another country and let them run the entrance and exits of your goods and services to and from your country. You just don't give that sovereignty away. That's what a trader does. Now, what do I think's happening over in California? Well, if it does happen, it's a couple years ahead of the time that I had paid for it. Well, approximately 2021 springtime. I think you're going to see Obama continue. You're going to see Trump continue to make moves like this. And I'll tell you one thing right now. The reason why the Chinese devaluated their currency is because they needed to devaluate it real bad, because a lot of their major corporations over there are bankrupt. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? So they needed to devaluate their own currency so they could push for a renegotiation of their loans so they don't default on them. China is about ready to go down the toilet. And this right here isn't going to help them any. This is going to really piss the Chinese off now. You know, One thing I can say is that through the guise of California, these people don't like their power being withdrawn, the money being screwed with. Nobody likes their money being screwed with. But this is about money. This is about deals. This is about the sovereignty of the United States of America. And Trump is taking the hammer to them and saying, no, 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 no. We're done transferring the wealth of the United States to the other countries of the world, which is what we've been doing for 6 decades after World War II. That's all we've been doing is transferring our wealth to other countries. We've been doing that since after the Civil War. Oh, yeah. Anybody ever heard of coinage laws? You know, they passed so many coinage laws, we can't even print coins in silver and gold anymore as legal tender. What's your money worth if it's not printed in some precious metal? It ain't worth nothing but your word. And based upon the petrodollar, of course, which China and the rest of the world is attempting to cut us out of that. So therefore, our petrodollar could no longer be controlled by the Saudis, which control the petrodollar through the flow of oil out of OPEC. You'll notice that the dollar goes up, oil goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. It's like a T-tire thing. It's just like an engine that just goes tum, 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 tum. It's like a piston engine. Oil goes up, dollar goes down. Dollar goes up, oil goes down. And reverse and flip that all the way you want to. But it's how they regulate the economy through the Federal Reserve, which their 99-year lease to print money for the United States of America was up a while ago. Didn't know that, right? I don't think that a lot's going to happen except for the bullshit I just told you about. And I think that you'll see the state of California try to say, okay, this is it. PG&E, you're bankrupt, and we're going to make you a state utility. The Rothschilds get paid off, and everybody gets rich. And the people that suffer, the people that are sitting in the dark. You've been warned.